not again. What is happening, wonderful people? So last night I got a chance to go see Disclosure Day, and in this film we follow a cybersecurity whistleblower and a meteorologist who race to expose the truth about the extraterrestrial to the entire world, all while being hunted by shadowy corporate operatives. And that's all I can say without giving too much away. Let's talk about it. So Disclosure Day. When it comes to Disclosure Day, I've actually been pretty excited for this film for multiple reasons. Now, I will say, I haven't been over the top hyped. There's a difference between being excited and being hyped, and I've mainly just been excited. And Steven Spielberg being at the helm of this movie basically tells you everything you need to know. He's one of, if not the greatest filmmakers of all time. And when I first heard that he was making this movie, it was kind of funny because the lead up to this film was really interesting. Back in December, none of us, myself included, knew what this film was about. There was no synopsis, no title, no poster, absolutely nothing. We all knew it was probably gonna be another UFO film, but I was like, man, where's the marketing? The marketing is non-existent. I'm really already starting to worry about this film. Is it gonna be that bad? Do they not have any faith in it? Is it so big that they're trying to keep it a secret? Then the trailers released, and if I'm being honest, they did not blow me away. Not horrible trailers in the slightest, but they just didn't really like get me any more excited than I already was. But I still kept my excitement, the excitement I had for the most part, some of the excitement, because at the end of the day, it's Spielberg. At the end of the day, it's Steven Spielberg. He can almost do no wrong. And when it comes to the cast, you have Josh O'Connor, Emily Blunt, Coleman Domingo, Colin Firth, and Wyatt Russell. That's a great cast. And the fact that Steven Spielberg was trying to keep the third act a secret had me thinking and had me going, oh, interesting. All right. And the fact that Spielberg came up with the story himself and that John Williams, at 94 years old, came back to compose the score, that is just straight up awesome. That is so cool. And you also have David Koepp, who wrote the screenplay. He wrote films like Jurassic Park and many other notable and popular films. But after walking out of Disclosure Day last night and having almost a day now to process it, it's a good movie. It's good, but it's not great, unfortunately. So if you're new to my channel, or if you've been following my channel for a while, you know that I like to talk about my positives first, then my negatives next. But even when I need to be negative, I will be positive. Even when I need to be positive, I will be negative as well. And overall, with Disclosure Day, I walked out having a good time, even though it's not perfect, and even though I didn't find it to be over the top grand or great. There are some things that work in here, but there also are some things that don't work, unfortunately. And when the film works, it works. But also, when it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And it's one of those things where, and I talked about this on one of my lives the other night, and you always have a movie or two each year where people, the majority of the film community are all super stoked for. Like last year, it was Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. I loved it, but most people were kind of mixed on it. This year, Michael, you have The Backrooms, you have now Disclosure Day. I loved Michael. I really loved Backrooms. I really liked Disclosure Day for the most part, but a lot of people are kind of mixed on these three. They really, really are. And I enjoyed all three, even though some people didn't. But there's always a slight chance that you'll be disappointed with a certain movie or movies that you're excited for. And with Disclosure Day, starting off with the positives, we'll talk about the negatives in a little bit. Steven Spielberg did a great job, and not just in this film, but in all of his films, of using light. And what I mean by that is the use of light in here was absolutely breathtaking. Like, the way that he shot this film, the way that he directed it, even the camera lens that he used, whatever camera lens he used, it was fantastic. Like, the lighting was bright, it was, but not in like a painful or like an annoying way. It added to the story. It added to the film overall, and it just makes your eyes pop. It makes your eyes pop, and it's beautiful and gorgeous to look at. at. It really, really is. And the film itself, from a visual standpoint, it's a gorgeous film to look at. It's shot and directed beautifully. You can tell, and I don't know if they actually did, I hope they did, but it looks like they shot on location, and that's how good it really looks. It really, really looks good. And even the way that Spielberg just moved the camera in here, there was never any time where the camera was too shaky. He did a great job of keeping it steady, and there's a car chase scene that was so thrilling and just high energy in here, and the way he shot that whole scene was utterly fantastic.
Say that again?
There's a lot of oneers in here, a lot of one-shots in here, and a lot of like one-shot takes in here that are so fun. And you could tell that Spielberg had fun directing this movie. You could tell that he had fun moving the camera and just having a lot of these tracking shots in the movie. There's one tracking shot with Josh O'Connor, and it's great. And the performances are utterly fantastic as well. And that's honestly like expected when you have a cast that includes Josh O'Connor, Emily Blunt, Coleman Domingo, and Colin Firth. All four of them did a fantastic job. And I heard that Emily Blunt was a standout in here, and she truly was. She truly was a standout, and people were saying that Emily Blunt might get nominated for this. She has a chance. And at first I was like, what are you talking about? I don't think she's going to get nominated for this. I don't think she's going to get nominated. I really don't. But as the film progresses, you're like, oh, now I see what people are talking about. Yeah, I agree. She freaking deserves it 100%. There's a scene inside of a train involving her and Josh O'Connor, and it blew me away. She gives a very vulnerable performance, and the use of sound in here is fantastic. I obviously saw it in IMAX, and you already know that it's gonna be loud, but the sound in this movie, and I know I always use this word, but was booming. It was booming, and there was a moment where something loud happened, and it actually made me jump. It actually like made me jump. Like I was like not fully out of my seat, but a little bit. I was like kind of back. I was kind of back like this, and I went, oh, whoa, that was loud. That was loud, but not in a bad way. Like that was very effective, and that worked. And I honestly did feel that Spielberg magic. I felt the wonder and the whimsy nature of the overall movie. Spielberg does a great job, he always does, of just throwing you into these different worlds and keeping you locked in throughout. And when it gets to the third act, that's really where I locked in. And when I say that I was locked in, I was locked in. People were saying that the third act was emotional. And at first I was like, I don't understand how this is emotional. I'm not feeling any emotional weight or gut punch. And then it gets to a certain moment, and you're like, oh, wait a minute. What am I feeling? Why am I feeling that? They were right. Wait, hold up.
I said, hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
The third act actually almost made me tear up, and I'm not even joking. Obviously, I won't go into specifics because this is a non-spoiler review, but it really just hits you randomly. You don't see the punch, the emotional gut punch coming, but it hits you, and you just feel all the weight and all of the beats. It's not afraid to get poignant. The third act was surprisingly poignant, and the movie itself does a great job of tackling ideas. It does a great job of tackling different ideas and themes. If you really dig down deep into this film, if you really dig down deep into the meat of the film, it's about religion, it's about faith, it's about politics, it's about keeping your faith, and even when times are tough and hard. But unfortunately, the film itself didn't fully work. I still enjoyed it, and there might be some other things that I didn't talk about, some other positives that I forgot to mention, but my main issue with this film is that there's not much alien type stuff in here. The story itself, the overall narrative, didn't quite pull me in. It's not a bad story, and it is engaging almost for the most part, but right when the movie opens, and I say this all the time, it didn't hook me. It didn't quite hook me. The film, unfortunately, just didn't hook me, and I didn't feel the overall intensity, unfortunately. You would think that with a premise like this, the stakes and intensity would both be prevalent, but they're honestly not, unfortunately. They're really, really not. And I didn't feel the intensity. I didn't feel the stakes. And I wasn't scared for our characters. And I didn't find myself caring about our leads. And I didn't feel the aliens to be threats. And I didn't feel Colin Firth and his group to be real threats at all, unfortunately. And I love John Williams. He will always be the GOAT. And unfortunately, his score, not bad, not a bad score. There are moments here and there. There are moments here and there where I was like, oh, okay, that sounds pretty good. And it's not a horrible score. It's not. That being said, though, at times, it was very reminiscent of the 80s and of different 80s film scores. But it's not one that'll stick with me, unfortunately. It's not, and I just felt that it started to drag over and over and over and over again. Like, there were so many slow moments, and it's a very slow burn type film. The buildup takes too long, and it takes too long to get to the point, the meat of the film, which is the alien stuff, and I couldn't help but feel a sort of blandness, and it just felt kind of bland in some areas, and there were so many lines of dialogue where I was like, okay, the dialogue isn't bad, but I don't feel like I'm in the conversation with these characters. I don't feel like I'm getting anything out of it. Great dialogue is supposed to make you have like butterflies in your stomach, and it's supposed to like make you feel like you're in the conversation with the characters, and I just didn't feel that. The story as well is a little convoluted at times too. I wanted answers on why the aliens came down to Earth and why they chose Earth, but I never got a clear answer. And at the end of the day, I did still enjoy it, but it definitely has a lot of flaws, and it's one of those movies that I don't need to watch again, and I don't think that it's honestly, in my opinion, one of Spielberg's best, unfortunately. So yeah, overall, with Disclosure Day, I was somewhat looking forward to this film. As a Spielberg fan, as a fan of some of his movies like Jaws and Jurassic Park and Ready Player One and E.T., I was excited to see what he was going to do next, and I unfortunately walked out. I like the movie. I do. I like Disclosure Day, but I don't think it's great. It's good, but not great. So with Disclosure Day, I am going to give this film a 3.5 out of 5 stars, and with Disclosure Day, I will say, dedicate your time. If you're a Spielberg fan, I think you're going to enjoy it. I know a lot of people are mixed on it, but if you're a diehard Spielberg fan, I think there's a chance you might actually enjoy it. So that'll wrap up this video. Thank y'all so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, like, comment, share in this video. We just hit 1K subs a while back. We're now 1.4K. And the next milestone is 2K and 3K after that. Beyond that as well, if you're new as well, I do movie reviews, TV show reviews, trailer reaction, movie live streams, movie news, movie rankings, all that wonderful movie stuff under movie umbrella. And let's talk about the comments down below. Did y'all like Disclosure Day? Did y'all not like Disclosure Day? Is it y'all's favorite Spielberg film? Is it y'all's least favorite Spielberg film? Let's talk about it down below. And keep talking movies, wonderful people. Cheers.